Zero Selfie 5 Ziz. Hook, what if I told you that AI regulation isn't a threat to your business? It's your next competitive moat. Pexels, boardroom executive serious. 550's problem. Right now, you're probably viewing AI regulation like most executives as another compliance headache, another cost center, another barrier to innovation. You're watching the EU AI Act, the Biden executive order, and dozens of state-level proposals with growing anxiety. Your legal team is scrambling. Your innovation teams are frustrated, and you're wondering how you'll compete with unregulated markets. But here's what you're missing. While you're playing defense, the smartest companies in your industry are playing offense. They're not waiting for regulation to hit them, they're racing toward it. Because they understand something fundamental. In markets where trust determines value, regulation doesn't destroy competitive advantage, it creates it. Pexels, business problem stress. 5140s, evidence. Consider this. McKinsey found that 73% of Fortune 500 companies are now actively supporting AI regulatory frameworks, not fighting them. Why? Because regulated companies command 34% higher valuations than their unregulated peers in comparable sectors. Look at what happened in financial services. When PSD2 regulations hit Europe, everyone predicted disaster. Instead, compliant fintech companies saw customer acquisition costs drop by 42% as trust barriers evaporated. The pattern is clear across industries. Microsoft's early embrace of GDPR positioned them to capture $15 billion in European cloud contracts that AWS couldn't touch. Salesforce's proactive AI ethics board helped them close 60% more enterprise deals in regulated industries last year. And here's the shocking statistic. IBM's research shows that companies preparing for AI regulation today are experiencing 2.3x faster AI adoption rates than those taking a wait-and-see approach. Your customers aren't afraid of AI, they're afraid of unregulated AI. Pexels, financial chart data. 1 in 40, 320s. Deep dive. Let me explain exactly why regulation becomes your strategic advantage. First, regulation creates scarcity. When compliance costs rise, smaller competitors can't follow. That garage startup disrupting your industry? They can't afford a compliance team. That offshore competitor undercutting your prices? They can't meet certification requirements. Regulation doesn't just level the playing field, it tilts it toward established players with resources. Second, regulation accelerates trust. Your enterprise clients aren't adopting AI slowly because they're technophobic. They're risk-averse. Every unregulated AI failure, every data breach, every biased algorithm, every PR disaster makes your customers more hesitant. But show them certified, audited, regulated AI systems. Purchase decisions accelerate by months, sometimes years. Third, regulation drives premium pricing. Regulated industries consistently show 20–40% price premiums over unregulated alternatives. Why? Because compliance is a signal. It tells customers you're serious, stable, and safe. You're not selling technology, you're selling certainty. Fourth, regulation creates innovation focus. Constraints breed creativity. When GDPR forced companies to minimize data collection, they discovered that less data, better labeled, produced superior AI models. When California's privacy laws required explicit consent, companies developed engagement strategies that increased customer lifetime value by 28%. But here's the masterstroke. Early regulatory compliance gives you a voice in shaping future rules. Companies that comply early don't just meet standards, they set them. They sit on advisory boards. They influence frameworks. They essentially write the rules their competitors must follow. Microsoft didn't just comply with cloud security standards. They helped write ISO 27017. Now, every competitor has to meet Microsoft's benchmark. Pexels Business Strategy Planning, 32410s. Solution. So how do you turn regulation into competitive advantage? Here's your 5-step playbook. 1. Start your compliance journey before regulation hits. Build your AI governance framework now. Document your data practices. Establish your ethics board. When regulation arrives, you're already compliant while competitors scramble to catch up. 2. Make compliance visible. Don't hide your regulatory investments in the back office. Make them front and center in your sales process. Create trust badges. Publish transparency reports. Turn compliance into marketing. 3. Target regulated industries first. While your competitors chase easy money in unregulated markets, you lock down healthcare, finance, government, sectors where compliance is mandatory and switching costs are high. These customers stay longer and pay more. 4. Build compliance into your product architecture, not bolt it on after. Privacy by design, security by default, explainability first. This isn't just cheaper, it's better. Compliant architecture is robust architecture. 5. Engage with regulators proactively. Join working groups. Submit comments. Host roundtables. The companies writing the rules are the ones who will win under them. Your legal team shouldn't just interpret regulation. They should influence it. Pexels. Success Achievement Growth. 410 450s. Call to action. The window for competitive advantage through regulation is closing fast. In 18 months, compliance will be table stakes. But right now, it's your opportunity to build an unassailable market position. If you're ready to turn regulation into revenue, subscribe to this channel for weekly strategic insights. Drop a comment below sharing which regulated industry you're targeting first. I personally respond to every strategic question. And if you found this valuable, share it with your board. They need to hear this message. Because while your competitors fear regulation, you'll be building your moat. Pexels, professional confidence success.